Hey, good morning, friends. It's Sachin. I hope you're all amazing. Thank you for being here today. Happy Saturday to all of you. We're real nerds, aren't we? Saturday morning, and here we are geeking out on Canva and Kartra and Practice Better. It shows massive commitment, right? So thank you for being here. I love Burke's background. He's into the fractal verse there. We might see him, get sucked in. It looks like he's going to get sucked into it. Or the opposite, it's emanating this powerful energy. Thanks, Burke. All right, so you might notice I'm in a different place. I'm actually in my kitchen, tethering from my iPhone because we're having some internet issues. And not to worry, I'll do my best to do this from my iPad. And I think we're going to be totally fine. You just may not see me, but take a snapshot in your head. You know what I look like. And we're going to try to make this interactive and engaging, but also impactful. So we're going to go for about 45 minutes, and then we'll take a 15-minute break just to honor our bodies, bio break, breakfast, go hug your kids, go for a walk, and then we'll come back at the top of the hour. So first we're going to do Canva, and then we're going to, secondly, we're going to do, we're going to have Danielle come, and we're also going to do some work with Kartra. And then the third hour, we're going to do Practice Better. Okay. So by the end of this, you should have a much better indication of how to do things. And you probably have questions, which is totally fine, but we're going to move pretty quickly. Okay. So I'm going to assume that you have your Kartra account set up, and I'm going to assume you have your Practice Better account set up. Okay. If you don't have those things set up, do not ask any questions, okay? Because every question you ask, multiply that by 30 or 40 or however many people end up here, okay? So I'm not going to answer those type of questions on how to set things up. We're going to assume you've already done that, okay? And that's just to honor the space. We want to honor each other and honor each other's time because we don't get this back, right? All right, so Aaron's got a file he's going to share with you. And it's a Google document. So he's going to post that in the chat. And what that's going to do is it's going to kind of give you an outline of what we're going to cover. And I've shared the links of what we're going to discuss in there. That document I'll keep building on. So what I'm going to be doing is, I was hoping to have it done, truth be told, earlier, but I had some internet issues. So I got it done for Canva. And then when we go to Kartra, I'm going to update it during the break, and then I'm going to update it again. So by the end of the day, it'll be a complete document. So that's going to be your go-to document. Save that link somewhere because it's going to have everything that you need. Can each of you access that? I just want to make sure nobody's having any issues. Thumbs up, you can access it. Okay, great. You cannot edit this document. If you want to edit this document, go to File, hit make a copy, and then you can add to it if you want to, okay? And I might suggest you consider doing that if you want to add your own kind of Canva elements, and feel free to do that, okay? That document, as I mentioned, will be updated as we go on throughout the day. So that's going to give us an agenda for today, and you'll have to pardon me because I'm on my iPad. It might look different on your screen. Okay, so unfortunately, I don't have another workaround for that, but you'll just have to pardon me for that. However, it should be pretty straightforward based on you using both elements of the software. I know that you should be fine either way. Okay, so let's go into the tech training. And first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to show you the Metabolic Reset guide. And what you'll notice in the document is that there's two links, and the first link is for part 1 and the second link is for part 2. Okay. Yes, everything should, we are recording. So everything from today should be recorded. So you can rest assured there. I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to go into Canva. The cool thing about Canva is that the telephone app for your smartphone and the app for the iPad and the computer app are very, very capable. So don't feel that you're limited by the ability for you to, you could use this from your phone, essentially, is what I want to say. Aaron, can I get a verbal confirmation you can see my screen?
Yep, you can see it.
Okay, perfect. So first document I want you to click on is going to be part 1 of the metabolic guide. That's where I'm going to go. And if you ever need search in Canva, you just go to the search and then you click on whether you want to search templates for that topic or search your projects. And you'll see that all of the documents come up, okay? And what's cool about Canva is when you search, it doesn't just search the document title, it searches for words in the actual design as well. So that's kind of cool that you can search from that perspective. My documents are all here. You can see we use this software very extensively, and we create all of our graphics on it. So Canva is a powerful tool. It's a great asset. And I encourage you to do all your design work in Canva because it's easy to share. It's easy for other people to work on. And it's also really simple for you to make edits without having to hire a designer. And there's also some really amazing templates that you can use in Canva as well. I encourage you to get the paid version because the paid version comes with unlimited images. And normally, if you're looking for a good stock image platform, you might pay $30 to $100 a month. So with Canva for $12.99, you get unlimited videos and footage. There's music, so you can do some pretty powerful stuff from your iPad or your computer or your phone, and you can make all the edits that not all the edits, but a lot of the edits directly from your phone. So in theory, you could edit this entire document over the course of a weekend over your phone, okay? I don't encourage you to do that, but that's totally possible. So I'm going to walk through some very fundamental elements of Canva, and these are going to be ways that you can kind of streamline the process and learn how to use the software to its fullest potential. There's always people who know how to use the software better than you, but we've made things really simple for you to edit and modify. So when you come to this document, what you're going to want to do is identify what are the things that you need to edit. So simply, if I want to edit this text, I just double click on it and I can start typing, okay? So I can just say sample program, and then I have my title changed, okay? If I press Command Z undoes what I did, or you can just go up to the top left over here and you can undo. Anything that you do, you can undo. What I would encourage you to do is create a copy of this document. So once you have this document that you can edit as a template, you want to probably copy it so that you don't have to worry about losing any of the changes. You can always re-download the template, so no big deal there. But if you want to have that accessible in your account, just copy it. It doesn't cost any money to copy it, and you're good to go. Another thing that you might want to edit would be the background. So you would just click on the background and remove it. And now it's gone. And I would just go over here and I have a whole bunch of different background options. I can put a picture in there if I want, like a landscape. I could just click on it and put that in there. I could put a city in there if I wanted to. I could put something like this in there. So you could just, by simply clicking, you can have a new cover page, right? If you want an image, if you want a texture, whatever is suitable. If you want a specific color, then you can just go here and choose the color of your choice that suits your palette. In Canva, with a pro account, you can also import your color palette. So if I want to choose the colors of my business, then I just simply go here and do that, okay? And you can see that we have a variety of different colors that we can choose from depending on which company we're putting this together for. So that's really simple, really straightforward, easy thing to do. The next thing would be the logo. And what we've tried to do with this file is minimize the number of placements of our information so that it's easy for you to edit. So obviously you would just remove this logo and then you would go to the upload section. Let's see, where is it? Here it is. you'd go to the upload section and drag your image into here, your logos into here. We actually have a logo section in our account. So any logo I want that's related to our brand, I can just drag it and, or I can just click on it rather, and it puts it here. Okay. So you would put obviously your logo in the file. Really simple, straightforward edits. Okay. So I'm just going to set this file back to its original settings. And I just click through and keep pressing Command Z, and it'll take me back to the very beginning. So you see that, you know, stuff like this has a lot of flexibility in the sense that you could really play around with this and not have to worry about losing anything. You can come in here, type in your favorite quote, and then in this file, you're going to obviously adjust anything that is not pertinent to your program, and you would change who it's from. It's simple as editing. If you want to move things around, you just click and drag the boxes and you can move them around. So that's really simple and straightforward for you to do. So this is a very easy document to edit. The one thing that Canva does not do is it does not automatically do a table of contents. So if the number of pages and stuff like that that you're using is changing, then you'll want to update the table of contents, obviously. In a Word document, it does that automatically for you. So just pay attention to that. Again, you would just come in here, remove the backgrounds. If you want to change the color of the text, you would just, you just double click on the text. Oh, sorry. All right, so now I'm going to press Command A, select all the text, and then I can come over here and I can change the color. So again, change it to your brand colors, whatever is appropriate for you. Okay. So pretty straightforward and really simple changes that you can make. Again, if you make any changes to the pages, you have to change the page numbers manually here. And there should not be too much editing to this document if you're following our program. If you're modifying the program, then it's really easy for you to make the edits. What I like to do is, personally, I like to have something like this printed and go offline and make any of the edits and know where I want to make the edits, things I want to add or remove. And then I come back online, because when you're working with a file like this online, there's so many distractions and there's so many other places where you can get a dopamine hit that taking something like this and going outdoors, maybe setting up a little table outside or in front of a window. So if you're going to be distracted by nature, but not by your computer. So you'll go through this file and make any edits that are necessary. Again, if you're following our protocol to a T, then there's little to no edits. And you'll notice that we really don't put our logo and stuff anywhere. And that's done with intention to make this file really easy for you to edit. So if you have any questions, just because right now on my iPad, I can't really see the chat. So Aaron, if you could moderate for me, are there any questions about this? Any, you guys hopefully value this?
Like Pamela has a question.
Okay.
Sachin, did you create the content originally, like in a Google Doc or Word, and then just copy and paste it into Canva? Or did you actually do all the text and creating in Canva?
I actually didn't do it, but what we did is we had we already had the document created. We had it created in Publisher, and so Publisher is it's a whole different software, and you have to be like a pro to be able to use it. So that's what a lot of professional designers do. However, what we said to our designer, or we had somebody take that file and then put it into Canva for us. So that's how we ended up doing it.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. All right. So you can see that this file is intended to be super easy to design. To edit. And now you have access to it. So the link that I gave you should allow you to create a template and then go in here, play around with this. This is literally a 1 day to a weekend project, okay, to get this done. So it doesn't take long, it's not hard, and really, truly, you can't screw it up. Okay. Now, some of you might be wondering about basic features. So a basic feature would be to look up over here. In this corner, you see that you can move a page up and down. You can duplicate this page. So if I want to duplicate this page and make some edits to it, then I can certainly do that. And you can also delete this page. Okay, remember, if you do something by accident, just press Control or Command Z, depending on what type of computer you use, and that will undo. Or you can always go to the top left here and hit undo, and that will essentially go back to any previous steps that you've taken. Okay, so you've got some basic editing at the top. If you want to add a page, you would just click on that, and it would add a blank page right after that page. If you want to zoom in, then it's really at the bottom here. And then if you want to look at a grid view, which makes it easier sometimes to move pages around, then you can always click on that little number here. It says 81 because that's the number of pages there are, and it gives you a grid view. So if you want to move things around, move sections around, then you're able to do that much more easily. Okay, so I hope this is probably the main document that you're going to be editing. So I showed you how to make some edits. I showed you how to duplicate a page. Editing images is really easy. So let's just come to this page for a second, because there's a blank here. And let's say I want to add a page. So I'm just going to add a page below here, and I'll go ahead and change that a little bit later. Now, there's different ways that you can add an image. So if I go to Photos, then I can, add an image. And typically what you do is, let's see. Yeah, so on my iPad, I have to double click on it and it adds the image for me. Now, if I wanted to add this image into a frame, like you've probably seen how you can use you can superimpose this onto a computer, then that's using something called a frame. So I'm just going to come to the top here. What you would do is you would click on Elements, and you would see all these different options. So elements are different options. So if I wanted to put this picture in a circle, so let's say I would click on this frame, and then I would simply drag this right over that circle. And now I've changed that image into a circular image. If I double click on it, I can reposition the image in the actual frame itself. So that's how some people do that. If I come over here, I can hit See All. And as I scroll down, you're going to see if you want to superimpose this image onto a phone, then I would just click on that frame. I wonder if I can do this now. It may not let me do it now, but then I would go back to the photos. I would add that image, and then I would just drag it over the phone. And now you see that I've got this image. So there's ways that you can add frames. These are a little bit more advanced features, but really easy, as you can see, for you to do. So you would go to Elements, scroll down to Frames, click on All, and now you have all these different ways that you could, create your images. So whenever you see this green pasture, sky, and clouds, that means that an image can be overlaid into that. Okay. Edit background, I showed you. Adjust images and transparency. So if you click on the image, you're going to have a variety of different options. You can edit the image. When you click on Edit Image, it'll actually also remove the back. There's a Remove Background feature. You can adjust the lighting. You can do mockups as well. So this is really cool. If I wanted to take this image, let's say it's an image of your homepage on your phone, I could do a smart mockup. Hold on. All right, something weird happened there. Let me see if it's still there. There it is. Okay, so you could even do something that are called smart mockups, and a smart mockup is where your image is superimposed in a scene, right? So it just kind of makes it look a lot more professional. So there's advanced options like that. I won't get into that really for my iPad right now, but you can do some pretty cool things. Okay, so I hope that gives you an idea of how to adjust and modify images. And then when you're ready to download, you're just going to click over here. The iPad has limited features, but typically you're going to download the file in the format that's most appropriate. So you might want to write this down. PNG is probably the most common file type to download for images, or JPEG. So if you're downloading an image that you want to upload to Facebook or Instagram, then you're going to use PNG or JPEG as your file format to download. If you're, excuse me, if you're sharing a PDF, then you're going to like to print or to share with somebody in an email, then you're going to download as a PDF. Okay, so on the iPad, it doesn't have that feature, so I won't try to show that to you here, but you'll just have to go through that process. It's pretty straightforward. All right, so let's go to, let me just delete this page because I don't need that. And now let's go to infographics. So if you click on the document that I've given you, it actually takes you to a sample infographic. Now let me see if I can get here and do that on my end.
Sachin, there are a few questions, so let me know if you have a little break for questions, and then I can...
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so I know Monica had a question, but there are a couple in the chat I think we can address really quick.
Sure.
So the first question from Roxanne is there a way to add a footer for the logo instead of adding the logo on each page?
So that footer is more of a word processing type of feature. I haven't added a footer. The easiest way, if you were to add a footer, and you can't find a automated process to do it, would be to put on the first page or whatever page you want to put the footer on, put it exactly where you want it, copy it, and then go to the next page and hit paste, and it'll automatically paste it in the exact same place. Does that make sense?
Yep, that makes sense. It's a little bit of a mechanical Turk.
Yeah. So it shouldn't take, if you're doing 80 pages, it shouldn't take more than 2 minutes, because you're just clicking on the page, Command C, and then clicking on the footer, hitting Command C to copy, and then Command V to paste. Click on the next page, Command V. Click on the next page, Command V. Click on the next page, Command V. So it literally is a brute force process, but shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes.
Perfect.
Also, Sachin, sorry, I have a suggestion. If you're actually starting from a blank document, you can just duplicate. So you set up your logo and then you duplicate the page. So it'll always be that same page with that logo on it. So that's probably easier too, right?
Thank you, Rita. Yeah, so if you're starting from a blank document, then yeah, set up the page how you want it. And then every time you duplicate, you're good to go. Awesome. Okay, great suggestion.
Next question is from Trisha. She asks, I have a version in Canva that doesn't have the logo on the title page. Does that mean I have an older version of the guide, I'm assuming?
Well, whatever, if she clicks on the link that I provided in the document, that's the latest version. That's version right now. I can't comment on if it's different from what she has, but maybe she removed the logo by accident.
Okay, that answers her question. She says thank you.
Okay. The other possibility is she may have clicked on the link as I was editing it. So what happens with Canva? So let's just say hypothetically somebody were to come on and download the file as a template. As I was making those, you saw me put the iPhone, frame. You saw me add those images and stuff. You saw me remove my logo, add it back in. So depending on when the person downloaded the file may have been slightly different. So it's more that. So if she got the file today, then what I would do is I would just, now that I'm not editing the file, I would just go back and download it, or yeah, just download it one more time as a template.
All right, perfect. And finally, Monica wants to ask her question.
My question is about the frames. Actually, I know that it's possible to make the picture stick out from the frame. Do you know how to do that?
Pictures stick out from the frame.
Yes, like let's say a frame is a circle and the other picture is a person. So you can actually make it stick out on one side. You know? Like it's coming out of the circle. No?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not following your question. Maybe just, I don't want to confuse anyone, but yeah, I don't understand the question, so I'm probably going to get lost trying to explain an answer to you.
No, it's not a problem.
Show me, why don't you do
that?
Send me an example of what you're talking about, and then maybe that might help me visualize it a bit better. Sorry, I wish I could. Thanks. I wish I was on the computer, it'd be easier, but yeah, I'm on my iPad, so it's going to be, I don't want to confuse people right now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so when you click on the infographic that we've shared with you, and click on use template, then it's gonna take you to your Canva account to use this template. And what's really nice is you can adjust these. This is just a sample, right? So you can make these. These are not very difficult to make. In fact, they're super easy to make in Canva. So I'm going to go back to my Canva app, and I'm going to show you from scratch how you can make a really simple infographic. So I'm going to go to home. And I would say the best dimensions to create an infographic in would probably be square. That's going to be your most versatile infographic option. And square is typically Instagram. So I'm going to click on here, create a design, and it's going to have a few suggestions. Again, it's going to look a little bit different on your computer, but once I click on Instagram post, then it's going to pull up a blank canvas. On the left-hand side, you're going to see a variety of different professionally designed templates. So if you see something you like, then you can take it and modify it and edit it. Like here's a great one, right? If you're looking to do a did you know, right? Check this out. This is a beautiful template that you can work with. So there are some really easy ways that you can leverage something that already exists. And the way they set this up is every single element of this is something that you can modify. Okay, so there's lots of great sources of inspiration here as well. So you might come in with a blank mind, and going through the templates could give you some ideas on what you want to post and what you want to share. So some really cool things. And all you have to do is click on this and you're good to go. Okay. I love this. There's some, and they have a lot of holiday stuff as well. So it's right now it's Diwali. So you can even see that they have some cool infographics specifically for, events that are going on around the world and celebrations as well. So there's lots and lots and lots and lots of great options for you here. Okay, so use that as a source of inspiration if you want to as well. Or like I said, you can always start with a completely blank slate and make your own. So really simple things you can do is add text. They also even have different text options. So if you want to have like some cool options that stand out, you can use that. Or if you want to just use whatever, they have hundreds of different fonts that you can choose from. You would just click on add a title, and now you'd be able to modify this. And of course, really easily, you could start importing images and start putting them in here. What's really cool about Canva is you get lots of different options. So if you wanted to, post icons, or if you wanted to post, infographic style images, then you could search for those as well. So the term that I usually search is icon, and icon is going to have all kinds of different options. So let's say you want to have fitness icon. You can search for that, and icons are really great because they convey a message. and they do it really easily. And so let's say you wanted to grab this and add this in here. You can also edit this image. So you can modify the color, and you can make any edits that you want to it. So that's really nice about the icons, and you can adjust the size and put them wherever you want, right? And then add text underneath it, move the text around, add a background, adjust the colors to suit your brand, add your logo in there, and very easily you've got some you've got an infographic that you've created. Okay, so we've shared a sample with you. You can modify it, but then it's very easy to make your own. Okay, another thing that I've shared with you are some quote cards. So I've shared with you an example of something that we had designed for us. We actually had them designed by Nicole Harlow and her team, and they designed some Facebook and Instagram quote cards for us. So I'm going to show you those, and if you're ever on the fence about investing in something like this, it just goes a very long way. Okay, so I would encourage that if unless you like creative stuff. I certainly love the beauty of creativity and work like this, but I probably overthink and overanalyze, and it never gets done. So having somebody create this type of template for you is beautiful, because I can just come in here and I can add in whatever photo I want. So I can duplicate this page. Once I have a document like this done, I duplicate this page, and then it's really easy for me to add, whatever image I want, right? And just position it correctly. And then I can change this quote really simply, and then I can download just this image, and I've got a instant, professional looking infographic or meme, if you will, or quote card. Okay, so I've shared these with you. You can use them as a source of inspiration. However, there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of examples on Instagram. But if you like our branding, then I would definitely encourage you to consider working with Nicole Harlow and her team, because they created these for us, and now it just makes Dipa's life so much easier to come in here and add all of this, just drag and drop and copy and paste in order to have all of these things done. Okay, so those are pretty cool. I've shared those with you, and this is again a source of inspiration. These were done by Nicole Harlow at the team at Brand Better. I haven't even seen all of these. These are beautiful, aren't they? Okay, so this is a great little tool that you could have. Maybe it could be a gift for your business at some point in the future. Again, I've shared those with you so you can use it as a source of inspiration. And it's really nothing fancy, to be totally honest. Most of these things are really simple. Once you see the design, it could be a source of inspiration for you. I've shared a viewable version with you, not an editable version. Okay. What I did share with you is a form invite meme. So that's something that you can modify and edit if at some point in the future you want to offer a complimentary consultation or a form review. There's a template that I shared with you. It looks like this. Okay, and you could come in here, edit the background image. You could even take out these form pages if you want, add your own form pages. It's just a screenshot of the page, and then add your own logo here as well. Okay, so that's a really simple file that you can use. I also wanted to walk you through really quick how to make a QR code. So I'm just going to go back to home over here. And I did share this, I think, at one of our most recent meetings, but you can create a QR code directly into a document. So let me just show you how to do that with this mock-up document that we have here. What you're going to do is you're going to go to the left-hand side of your screen. You're going to click on More. And when you click on More, it's going to take you to the QR code. Click on QR code, and then all you have to do now is enter the website. Okay, so if I want to put our company website, I'm just going to type that in, hit generate code, and now I can move and adjust and put that code anywhere on this page that I want. Okay, so you go to More, click on QR code, and then you've got your link, and that's a really simple, literally 30-second process. Okay, now if you wanted to create a QR code and save that QR code as a completely separate image, then you can always do that as well. What's interesting about QR codes is that they're just as unique as the URL. So you don't need to save them. You can always create a new one. It's no big deal. So They don't need to be a saved file per se, because it's always available and accessible for you to create. But if you want to create one, you could create a square image and then download it and save it somewhere. Okay, so that way you can import it into other places. If you wanted to import it to a Word file or somewhere else, you could do it that way. All right, another thing I shared with you is an ebook template. Let me just click on that myself. And this ebook template is a powerful tool for you, and it's a great source of inspiration. So you would just click on Use Template, and it would take you to use that template. I'm going to go back to Canva. And I'm going to go to templates, because that's where it is for me. And I'm going to click on template here. So this is what you should see on your screen. And again, this is an editable file. So you can use this as a source of inspiration. There's a variety of different ways that the content is displayed. And you can see that there's over 30 different mockups. Okay. So you might come in and say, hey, Sachin, I need to create an ebook, and you don't know where to start. Well, here's a great place to start, because it actually gives you inspirational, gives you a source of inspiration of how to create your content. So, you've got all kinds of different page styles that you can choose from. So here's the welcome page, right? This guide will help you. And then you just fill in the blanks, right? Here's a little welcome message. Let's get started. Another welcome message, format, layout. Here's a checklist title. So if you want to, kind of have a checklist of the different sections that your thing is going to cover, you can put that in there. Here's a roadmap. Here's a cheat sheet. Here's an exercise template, long form exercise template, brainstorming sheet, weekly planner, simple recipes. Now, you obviously don't have to use all of these. So what you can do is duplicate this template and then delete the pages that you don't want. If you want 2 journal prompt pages, then you just click on duplicate page, right? So duplicate and eliminate whatever pages you don't need, and drag and drop your images, right? So anywhere you see this cloud and landscape, I can drag an image into there. Okay, so you would drag the image of your recipe in there. So this is awesome stuff. And now you have complete access to it. Okay, so hopefully you're going to use that in some powerful way. And all right. And then I also shared with all of you this metabolic optimization guide template. So this is something that you can duplicate and edit, or again, use as a source of inspiration. I don't want to, it comes without me having to say it, but if it shouldn't look identical, right? It should have your own unique brand identity, your unique colors, the imagery, all that stuff should be unique to you. Okay, but this is a source of inspiration for you, makes it easy for you to edit. Another thing I wanted to show you all is a guide that we created, which is called the Work With Us Guide. And this Work With Us Guide is something that Nicole Harlow and her team at Brand Better created for us. And one second. This guide is a great way for you to share your brand message. Okay, so you can kind of use that as a source of inspiration and take a look at it and see what you think. But it's a great tool and a great resource for your clients. So we sometimes include this as a PDF if we want to share a more extended version of our presentation with our clients. So this was something that we had done, and something that I shared with you, so you can take a look at it. Again, use it as a potential source of inspiration to help you get your brand messaging out there. Okay, so it's almost like a slideshow presentation that you can share as a PDF with your clients. And people love this. They love how it looks. They love how professional it is. And this is something that we had done. So this is called the Work With Us Guide. And again, I shared a sample with you so you can take a look at it and see if that's something that you want to eventually create for your business. Another thing I shared with you as a template is your client journey. So the client journey template, let me just pull it up on my side here. Looks like this. And this is a place where you can add and edit, make some really simple edits if you want. Use this as a source of inspiration or completely make your own. But this is where we assign tasks to our clients. So this is a sample mock-up, something that you can go in and edit and modify. And people like guidance, they like leadership, and this is a great way to lead your clients in the right direction and the right path as they go through the program with you. All right. Another thing I wanted to share with you is logos. So there is a logo section where you can upload your logo. And this is great to have instead of just putting it in the uploaded images section, because anytime you need your logo, it's really easy for you to have instant access to it. So check that out. You can also have folders. So if you want to put specific content in folders, then you can do that as well and organize your stuff. And I think that was it. So right on time here. Aaron, can you moderate any questions that came up for me? And I appreciate everyone's patience. I know I'm going fast and I know I'm on an iPad, but I wanted to make sure I covered everything that was listed here. And I want to encourage all of you to kind of get your hands dirty. So go in there, start messing around, start playing around, and you'll see how simple and easy it is. And because most of the work is already done for you, is you're just making minor edits. We've taken all the need to be creative out of this, but you have a blank canvas essentially to work with Canva, because there's so many cool things that you can do. But start with the simple stuff, start with the basics, and you'll see that once you get the hang of it, it's really fun and easy to use, and it'll add a real nice splash to the materials and content that you create and put out there.
Sachin, there are a couple questions if we can
Sure.
ask them now. So one good question that also came up yesterday about the QR codes. So what if someone is looking at the QR code on their phone and they need their phone to scan the QR code? I mean, my guess is you would also include a link if it is a mobile version, but any thoughts on that situation?
Yeah, they're actually, I think Google Photos does it. So if you pull up a QR code as an image, it'll automatically prop that link up for you.
Oh, cool. So even on like Instagram, for example, I think yesterday someone had asked, what if we had the QR code in a reel and it's like the last image of the reel?
So you would tell people to take a screenshot and open in Google Photos. That would be like a simple workaround. Yeah. So you would say, hey, you'd have like, because you're putting on Instagram, you would have to know that you're putting it on Instagram, and you would obviously know that Instagram is primarily used on mobile. So you would have to tell them that next step, right? Because you'd have to bridge that knowledge gap for that person.
Cool. Perfect.
All right, we have 52 people. Wow, awesome. Any other questions about that? Or Kartra? I know I went fast. Did you find that valuable? Like, do you see like maybe the abundance of resources that are available to you now? Okay, great. Yeah, you'd have to pay like usually hundreds of dollars for people to create stuff for you. And in Canva, it's essentially free. I mean, 13 bucks is essentially free. Okay, and big shout out to Mike Mutzel. He actually mentioned it to me at Peter Osborne's conference like 5 years ago. Cool. Okay, so we're going to take a break as promised, and again, play around with the stuff, and we will see you back at the top of the hour. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. And we're going to be Danielle Doucette is going to be joining us, and she's going to be doing some stuff with just giving us some basics and fundamentals of Kartra. I'm going to check on my internet, see if there's been any progress, and hopefully I can get on my computer. But if not, Danielle's here to help us. By the end of our Kartra training, you'll have all the assets that you need for Kartra uploaded into your account. So you'll have your lead magnets, you'll have your one-page website templates, you'll have your challenge templates. It's really simple, really straightforward. So we're going to get that over to you. Some of you might already have all that stuff. And then we're going to show you some fundamental edits and ways to make things your own so that you know how to leverage everything that's available to you. All right. So I will see you at the top of the hour.
Erin, it's Pamela. I'm just going to throw out a question. Has anybody used the team feature on Canva?
Hi, Pamela. I haven't. Is there? Can you give us a little more context? Like, are you planning to get some help with Canva or share resources?
So someone shared some templates with me, and I didn't realize that there was a team feature, and then that I can use and edit. But then I started downloading some stuff to practice and play with from Perfect Practice, but it wound up in this team thing, not my personal one. I didn't realize that they were separated. And now I can't delete them out of this team thing. And I'm concerned because this person isn't a part of the practice mentorship. And so I don't want this information to go where it shouldn't be going. So I just don't know if anybody's got any experience with that as to how I can get it removed from the team thing, because I think now they can see it and maybe edit it or use it or whatever. And so I feel like it's a big oops.
I'm not familiar with the team feature. Does anyone else? Maybe we can make note of that and then we can look into it. Or if you can share a Loom or a screenshot of what you're seeing in Facebook, then we can also help you address that.
Okay, thank you. I will do that.
Okay, thanks, Pamela.
Can I have a quick question? Does anyone know how to make a gradient of colors in Canva? Like Sachin showed us, there was green color at the top, fading into a blue at the bottom. Do you know how to do this stuff?
They're templates.
Okay. So this is in the background template, right?
Yes, there's some templates that already have the gradient feature in them. And then there's others that you can go into where you can edit the picture, and that gives you different options. And they have different names and they show slightly different colors, black and white or gradient features.
Thanks, Pamela. So Monica, I'm just looking here. If you click on the actual background in the guide, you'll see different gradients. So I think they are built in. I don't think you have to remake the gradient.
Okay, thank you guys. I saw that Liana also sent me a link, a link on how to do a grading. So I'll have a look into that. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Liana. See you all after the break.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Hope you're awesome. Enjoyed your break, got some sunshine. I was getting the next phase of the links and stuff organized for you. Is Danielle here, Aaron?
I don't see Danielle here yet.
Okay, so I want everyone to take a look at that document again. Aaron, if you could post the link for everyone, just in case anyone missed it, for the Google document that we have. Okay, so you'll notice that that document has been updated. I added 5 different codes in there, or 5 different documents, and this is going to help with Kartra. So once Danielle comes on, that'll be helpful. Let me just see if I can message her real quick. How many of you are currently using Kartra? Just from a show of hands. Use the reaction button on your computer. That'd be helpful. Okay, great. So I like Kartra because it allows us to make things really easy to share. It allows us to connect the dots right from the very beginning to the very end. It allows us to manage our courses. It allows us to manage our leads. Like any CRM, there's good and bad. So there isn't a perfect one just yet. We've used several, so I can definitely speak to that. However, Kartra is, I think, one of the most user-friendly, the most affordable, and the one that has the broadest scope of practice. And I feel that it does everything that we need it to do in our businesses. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw your attention to the document that we created. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, so going to this back to this Google document, I want to show you how to use these documents that we've created for you. And then I'm going to have some of you go through, or those of you that haven't imported these codes, we're going to go through that process together so that we can see it in action. So what we're going to do is, if we click on this Kartra Metabolic Sales Page code, each of you, as you're in this page, should have editor access. But before you go and type anything on there, what I want you to do is you're going to copy, or you're going to put your name beside one of these codes. Just put a dash and then put your name next to it, and spread yourselves out however you need to. Once that code is gone, then please do not use somebody else's code. So you can all, I can see Alicia typing in there. Just pick a code, put your dash and a name beside it, and that's your code, okay? All right, awesome. So now what you're gonna do is you're just gonna copy that code. And just keep that information handy for now. Okay, you can post it in your notepad, or just don't copy anything else so that code stays handy. Now, what I've done on each of these documents is I've created a video, and that video actually walks you through the exact process on how to import this code. So what I would love to do is, if somebody's open to and willing to share their screen, I can walk them through the process so that we can show everyone exactly how it's done. Shouldn't take more than just a couple of moments. So if there's any volunteers, please let me know, Aaron, and we'll get somebody's metabolic sales page set up.
One thing to note is that some of you may already have this template from when we did the 12-week accelerator. So it's the metabolic sales page. So you may already have this in your Kartra.
Thanks, Deeps. Is the internet working for you? Is it working fine?
It's kind of slow, but I mean, I'm on here. I just have my video off so it doesn't take more bandwidth, but it seems to be working.
Okay, let me know in the next like 5 or 10 minutes if it's working fine, then I can switch to my laptop.
Okay.
Devin, how's the internet been, Devin?
Yes.
It has been streaming okay? Hasn't been cutting out?
No.
No? Okay, I'm gonna try to go on my other computer. I'm gonna keep this one open. I'll be right back. And then Aaron, if you could identify a volunteer, that'd be great.
Sure thing. There are 3. We'll start with the first name I saw. So I see Dr. Reddy, and you'll be able to share your screen in just a bit.
Okay. Hi, Aaron. Yes, I'm going to share it. Just a sec.
Thanks for volunteering.
Thank you. Okay. Did you mean the Kartra screen, Aaron? That's what I have.
Yeah, give Sachin just a moment. I think he will walk you through what he wants you to share.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this should be right. We're going to import your sales page.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, Sachin, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for volunteering. Let me get myself situated here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so you've got your code handy?
Yep.
All right, so let's go to My Campaigns on the left-hand side. Okay, and then we're going to go to the very top and we're going to click on Available Campaigns. And then we're going to go to the right, the green button. It's kind of covered by that red button there. It says Import.
Okay.
And then this is where you'll paste your code, hit Next. So it's 3 pages, hit Begin Import. Okay, looks like it was successful. Now press Close. Okay, so there you see the Metabolic Reset sales page. Top left, it says New.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Okay.
Yep.
So those have been imported. So I'm going to give everyone just a quick moment. Just make sure everyone gets that. So once again, you're going to go to My Campaigns. So if you could go back there again, Shayla.
Mm-hmm.
Available Campaigns. Import. And then share the code. So you won't do that again, obviously. But the code that you just copied, you would share that and then press Next, and it'll import it into your account. Okay, did everyone get that? Okay, cool. So that was easy. Now let's click on the 3 dots, the 3 blue dots, and go to Deploy. So deploying this is now going to bring this available campaign into your account. So now we'll give it a prefix. You could put whatever you want there. It's only for your reference. And okay, you can hit import now. Okay. So that was done successfully. That I always hold my breath when those gears start turning, because sometimes people will get hung up over there, but looks like it worked. Okay. And then go to the X at the very top. Awesome. So let me just check in the chat here. Okay, is anyone else having issues with the, who's having some issues? Let's make sure we troubleshoot this, because this is going to be the same process. You're going to repeat 5 times. Okay. So who's having a hard time? Melody is in the Google Doc, but says I don't have edit access. Is anyone else having that problem? Okay. So let's go to the top here. Alicia, did you find the import code? Okay, awesome. Melody, were you able to get that situated? Okay. No? Okay. So you want to share your screen, Shell? I'm going to have you stop sharing for a second. Melody? Okay, I'm going to just keep moving on. Let's see. Alicia's got it. Oh, there she is. Okay. So let's go to the Google Doc. Melody? Okay, that's not going to work. Not sure why you're having the issues, but you have a lot of tabs open. So maybe you need to close some tabs. There we go. Melody, you need to click on the file. So you click on where it says Kartra. Yep. Now scroll down. Okay, so you're all set. Renee, was it the same issue for you? Mary, were you able to figure it out? Mary Simpson. All right, looks like Danielle's here. Welcome, Danielle. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Great to be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, and appreciate all your expertise in Kartra. So what I've done, just so you know, is I've shared 5 different import campaigns that they can import. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do, it looks like everyone seems to have figured it out. Accessing the file, they're going to put their name beside the code, and then they're going to import these 5 campaigns and deploy them. So I want everyone to at least be able to do the second one. So you're just going to go to the next document. Same thing again. You're going to put your name next to a code, and then you're going to import that code. So I'm going to give everyone another 2 to 3 minutes. Make sure you've got that part down. And then you're going to repeat that. You can do that a little bit later today, but you're going to repeat that for each of the things. Need some like Jeopardy music or something. Meditation music. All right, so the steps once again to import is going to be to go to campaigns. And then available campaigns. Make sure I'm saying that right. Is that right? Let me pull it up on my screen here.
Yes. To import, you're going to go to available campaigns and then the green button in the bottom right.
Perfect. And then you're going to click on import, and then you're going to paste your code. Okay, and then you'll hit next. And once that's imported, you'll click on the three buttons or the three dots and press deploy. All right, so by the end of this, what you should have through this process is you should have 5 different sets of campaigns. You're going to have the metabolic sales page. You're going to have the Kartra codes. You're going to, for the challenge, if you decide to do a challenge at some point, you're going to have the one-page website codes. You're going to have the lead magnet codes, and you're going to have the metabolic course. Leanna was actually kind enough to create that for us. So thank you for that. So those are the 5 things that you're going to have. And you don't necessarily need all of those this weekend per se, but I want you to have them all imported so that you can start playing around with them. And what I'd love Danielle to do is perhaps, Danielle, do you have the one-page website template in your account?
Yes.
Okay. Do you mind walking us through like what are the key things for people to edit? I'll just give everyone, if everyone could check in, is everyone comfortable with importing?
Sachin, I have a question. I downloaded 2 codes, but it is saying that you already did it, but I didn't do the second one. I just did the first one, but when I took another code from the second link, it is saying that you already downloaded, you already used it.
Yeah, I think you have a lot of the stuff already in your account, so it could be that.
Oh, okay. I got it.
If it's telling you that you've already used the prefix when you're trying to deploy, because you have to use a prefix, it has to be different than one that you've used for any other campaign that you've deployed to. So that could be it.
Thank you.
I had a question. I'm just using my iPad for listening, but I'm on my computer. But it doesn't. The next button doesn't highlight. It just when I put the code in and put the code in, it just hit
nothing. Hit the return key. Hit the return key at the once you've pasted in.
Okay.
Hit the return key and you're good. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at that, like a pro. Knows what's up, right?
Okay. Yeah. So let me go ahead and share my screen. You'll see that I've got the 3 pages that you have to choose one and start with. So you've got number 1, number 2, and number 3. You don't need to edit all 3. You choose which one you want to start with. They're all very similar, but go through them, see which one you like. And then let's go ahead and click on edit. Here, you're going to change the page name to whatever your business is, and you can call it homepage. That makes sense. That way, when you're looking for it later, you know which of the 3 you're working on and editing. So go ahead and edit that. And then for your category and your site, if you want to change that to your business name as well, you would just come in here and find that category name, click the pencil, and you can go ahead and change that there too. So everything is branded to yourself. Go ahead and just leave that for me for now. And then you're going to click the green edit button. And from here, then you'll just start editing each thing. So you're going to add your logo up here in the top left, click image selected, and pop your logo image there. And then each of these actually links down to another page, another section in the page. So these links should be scrolled to a particular section in this page. And you'll go down and find the About Us section, who we are here. And you'll see it's section 5. So we'll go back up and link this over to that section. So scroll to a particular section in this page and then choose section 5. That's going to make this really easy for you to get a website up and running because everything's on this one page. You don't need to make a lot of pages to get started. You're just going to edit all of this page and keep everything on one spot. Here's where you're going to put in your form for your lead magnet. For most of you, that's going to be the morning routine. So that's the another campaign that you imported. Once you set that up, you will have a morning routine form, and that's what goes here. So you'll select it here. And then you're just going to move down the page. Editing text, you're able to change to your brand colors, you're able to change to your font, you're able to switch out these images for whatever you'd like. And once you get through, if you see this, like this section here that has no components in it, you could choose to put in, you could choose to put in images. You're going to drag and drop an image component over into those empty spots and pop those in. You could do videos if you wanted. So you would go to videos and drag and drop a video component over. Or if you didn't want to use this section at all, you can switch over to columns mode and hover over this column here, this row, which is the blue box, and you could delete it all together. And then you don't need to put anything in there. So this is very customizable, but it's done well so that you don't have to think too much about what to put where, how, you don't need to go down a rabbit hole of design. You just want to go ahead and follow the template and pop things in. And if there's anything that you need to take out, let's say that you don't have testimonials yet, although, I'm sure that you could find testimonials from, from people that have worked with you maybe before you've gotten started in these programs with other things that you've done. But if you wanted to take out a section, you can go ahead and click the red gear on the right, which edits the section, and delete it if we wanted to take that all out. Let's say that you want to take this out for now, but you want to keep it so that you can put it back in later. You can go ahead and click on this save section as a favorite. And then when you want to put it back in, you can go over to sections and you'll see at the top favorite blocks. And if you go ahead and check there, it will be there waiting for you, and you can drag and drop and put it right back in. So don't be afraid to edit. If you're going to do some major changes to something, just save it as a favorite before you start. And then you can always go back if you don't like what you did. But you're just going to work through the page. See here, we can take this out, just delete that, put in another testimonial there. And then the book a call area, this is, you can pop in your Kartra calendar if you're using that. If not, you can go ahead and take from over here on the bottom left, you see your code. You can grab a your code component and pop it in there. And then inside of this component right here, you can put your Practice Better calendar. You can get the embed code from your Practice Better calendar and pop that in here. If you use Calendly or Acuity, you can do the same thing. You can grab the embed code from your calendar software, and you're just going to paste it right in the middle of these two blocks here. And your calendar will pop up in that section right on your page. And then you can take out the Kartra calendar right there. This is another reminder not to forget your freebie. you can actually just easily switch out this image that's in the laptop by clicking on the just inside of this image here. And you can actually pop in the image that you're using on your morning routine opt-in page so that it flows nicely from here to when they click over to that, the welcome page once they put in their info here in the form. And then down here, we have a footer. You're going to go ahead and pop your logo in here as well, put in some information there. You can link over to your socials. If there's one here that you don't use, you can go ahead and just take it out. Or let's say that you use something else besides LinkedIn, you can go ahead and change the icon here. Just go ahead and look for whatever social media you're using there and link over to it. You're going to use link to another page and link to an external custom URL. And you're just going to put in the URL to your Facebook page or your Instagram or your profile or LinkedIn. And then you've got another footer down here with the copyrights information, super easy. You're just going to come in here and just edit this part right here with your company. And a couple of things to keep in mind as you're editing your page. If you are editing and you just got done, let's say we just put in this section here. We just finished putting all of this text in. We changed our image. We're still working, but we want to make sure that in case the power went out right now, we didn't lose anything. We're going to hit save progress. Okay. But even more important than that is that when you are leaving this page, when you're done for now, or when you're walking away for lunch, you never want to leave a page editor open without clicking publish live. It's really important that before you finish your editing for the day, before you walk away for a little bit, you publish the page live. And I know that a lot of times people get worried that it's going to be on the internet, then that it's going to be live. And it is a live page, but the internet is a huge place. This is a default link. If you don't share this page with anyone, no one is going to accidentally stumble upon it. So don't worry about that. But publishing your page live is how you are ensured that everything that you've done and changed is going to be saved for the next time you come back. And then the other thing you want to check once you've edited everything on the desktop and it looks good, be sure to switch over to mobile view and just check to make sure everything looks good as well on mobile. And then you'll be good to go. You'll have your website up and running.
All right. I love that. So a really simple tip for all of you is if you don't have something, use that little favorite section hack that Danielle shared. Save it for later. So if you don't have a lead magnet, but you want your website done, take out the sections that opt people into a lead magnet and add it back in later when you do. So don't feel like, oh my God, I don't have a lead magnet, so I can't do this. And my website's never going to get done. Just don't have it for now.
Definitely. And something you can do with this section, if you were to do that, if you didn't have your lead magnet ready to go yet, you can actually save it as a favorite so that it has the form in there. And then you can actually just take the form out. Let's go ahead in columns mode. Let's actually just take that column out and you can just put text here. You can just have some, a great key phrase or a quote or anything you want right in here. And we could even just bring this in a little bit so that it looks real nice and we can center this text. And then you're using this without having a lead magnet and you've got this extra cool area there.
I love it. Amazing. Can you show people how to edit the SEO meta tags and stuff?
Sure. So that is definitely, whoops, let me get over here up to settings. Okay. So one of the first things that you want to do when you're editing a new page, especially these pages that come in through a shared campaign, is you want to go to settings and SEO parameters. You'll see here that the page title for this page is perfect practice number 1. We don't want that to show up in the browser tab when someone's on our page. So this is actually going to be where you put your business name or the name of your custom domain, whatever you want to show here when someone is on the page. So you'll see in my browser tabs up here, I've got I've got some pages, and this one, your business name goes here. So that's going to be where people see what you put here in the page title. So you're going to want to change that out. For your homepage, you're definitely going to want to do your meta description and your meta keywords. And what these are is this helps Google bots and other search engine bots to find your page and to relate your page to the topics that are relevant for it. The description is actually what will show underneath the page title in the browser the search results when someone searches for your website and your website comes up. So it will show your page title and then your meta description right beneath it. So this is going to be an area where you really want to be sure you kind of call out your ideal client and you talk specifically about how you can help them, so that if they were searching for your topic or your business specifically and they find this, they find you in the results, that they want to know that they're going to click on this link, that you're going to be relevant for them. So that's what that is for. And then the keywords here, you want to be very specific. Okay. I know that it's, right off the top of your head, you might think to put in functional medicine or something very, very broad. But the problem is that there's a lot of competition with broad keywords. You're probably not going to rank page 1 for anything like that with just the one page that you're publishing now. So what you want to think of is, how specific can you get? Can you think of search terms that someone might be searching for? How can I how can I improve my morning routine? How can I live longer and be healthier? Like, how can I, right? Things like that. And you want to use those phrases rather than just short terms. You can do that in here and then just separate it by a comma. So it doesn't need to be a 1-word or 2-word keyword. It can be somewhat of a phrase that someone might be searching for. And the more specific you get, the more chances that you'll actually be shown in the results in a search engine search. The page author, you're going to go ahead and put your business name. You can also put your name if you're part of your branding, if you are known by your own name. I definitely would put that in there for the page author. And then down here, the OG title, description, and image. These are what social media sites pull as the preview when you share your link online. So if I go and share my website on Facebook, Facebook is going to put up a little preview of my site. This is where they're going to get that information. So your page title, your OG title is going to be the same as your page title. Your description might have a call to action like click here to learn more about. And that way it kind of gives that extra call to action for someone who sees your post to click over onto your site. And the image is going to be the image that's shown right next to the title and description in that preview. So you are going to want to set that. And then you can go ahead and click apply. You aren't going to hide this page from search engines because this is your home page. You do actually want that to show up in searches if possible. But for thank you pages and delivery pages of stuff that you don't want actually people to just get to on DuckDuckGo, if they're searching and the page comes up, you would click this over to hide that page so that they don't get to it accidentally and they come through it in the way you want to.
Awesome. And I don't know if I missed it, but can you show people how to change some of the background colors, like the button colors, so then they can put their own branding colors in there?
Sure. So let's say we wanted to change the background of the header here. We're going to just edit the section, click the pencil to edit, and the background color is right here. You can click these 3 dots and create a palette and save your brand colors in here. So you don't have to go searching for the hex code or the RGB code every time you're changing your colors. So I do suggest you create your own palette in there, and then you can go ahead and just switch out the color just like that. Same thing when we're on our buttons. We can go ahead and click the pencil, and in here will be background color of the button. We can go ahead and change that out as well. And then for backgrounds of sections, for this one, you have two things that you can change out. You can change out the background color. You can also change out by clicking on background and then image selected. You can change the image that's back there. So we can change it just like that. And this has got this nice turquoise behind there, but let's say that your brand colors were more on the salmon side, you could do that. And you can also play around with the opacity. So this one is pretty transparent so that that background color is showing really strongly, but we can go ahead and reduce that a little bit, or we can make it even lighter. Well, that's too much. So you can just play around and don't worry about making any mistakes, right? I tried something and it didn't look right. I'm just going to go back to what looks good. You can also blur the image if you wanted to, if that's going to make the effect that you're looking for. Another thing is, if you're thinking, I don't have these stock images, I don't have anything that I want, that I know I want to use, you can search for royalty-free images right inside Kartra in the image editor. So you can just grab an image from here. These are all royalty-free, so you can use them. So don't let not having a brand package or anything like that slow you down. Grab an image in here and go with it. So that's where you're going to be able to change that. And let's say that we wanted this section to have a different color background besides white. We're going to come over to the section, click the pencil, and then go ahead and just change that color right here in background color. I'm going to go back to white for that because the image that's on it has a white background and we want it to not look, oh, actually it's a little bit off white. So we want to make sure we match the background of that image so that it kind of blends in. But that's going to be how you're going to change the colors inside of each section, background, button, things like that.
So Danielle, if just to give people context, if they were to have all the assets that they needed, such as, let's say, hypothetically, they created a Google document that had all the testimonials they needed, a folder with all the images that they needed, their color palette chosen. How quickly do you think someone could get this done?
I think that just coming in here and editing, if you have all of that stuff ready to go, would just take about an hour or so, depending on, I mean, how fast. If you're playing around with some things and changing things, the colors and stuff like that, can take a little bit longer, but honestly, it's a very quick process if you have the content ready to go, just to come in here. I mean, it's just, you're going to make a click here. You're going to go ahead and select the text, paste in the paragraph that you've already got in your Google Doc. You're good to go. You're going to move down into this area. You're going to upload this image here. You can get this done very quickly.
Okay, I love it. That's what I was hoping you'd say. So,
yeah.
So really the key is preparation, right? It's not necessarily opening this up and then feeling frustrated. Sometimes we just need to know, okay, what is it that I need to get? So I would even suggest printing this page out. It might end up being like 4 or 5 pages on a printed piece of paper, and then step away from your computer. So some of the best work that we can do is away from the computer, believe it or not. And now you know, okay, these are the things that I need. And we've already created a checklist of what you need for this, but it's just a matter of getting it done. And then when you sit down in front of the computer, you're minimizing screen time, but then you're also minimizing, frustration, because you're just essentially copying and pasting. You're copying and pasting, right? What's my header text? Copy and paste it there. What's my subheader text? Copy and paste it there. Right. And then you're going in, making some really easy modifications to the colors and the aesthetics. And there's really no reason to be stuck on this. Now, a couple of things I want to mention is that Danielle hosts trainings every Friday. So if it seems like she's going fast, it's just because you're not familiar with the software. And every Friday, she jumps in and answers any questions that you have, helps you get unstuck. But here's the thing, you can't get stuck without starting. So it's okay to be stuck. That means you've started, And then she's there to help you get unstuck. And she's a much more patient teacher than I am. So I have to commend her on that. She's a fantastic teacher, and she's very patient, and she'll show you how to do it instead of just doing it for you, which, you know, that's one thing, but she'll show you how to do it. So teach a man or a woman how to fish and they'll eat for life. Right. So I love that about her services, is that she's there to empower you so that you're able to set this up, you know, get it up and running, get it 80, 95% done. And then you can always come in and make modifications and edits to it. And in any good business, the website's never done, right? Take a look at Apple. They're not using the same website they were even a year ago. They've updated it, and it's constantly changing. It's constantly evolving. And so your website's going to be the same way. It's going to be an evolutionary process. You don't have to update it every quarter, but you might come in and change your favorite quote. You might come in and change an image or two. You might add a testimonial or 10, depending on what you want to do. And you can also add some additional sections and stuff. So she's there to help you every Friday from 12 to 2 Eastern. And you can also work with her privately as well. Danielle, you want to share a little bit more about how you work with people privately, and, you know, who's a good fit to take that next step and work with you one-on-one?
Sure, absolutely. So there are basically 3 ways that you can work with me one-on-one. I do offer sessions a la carte, 20-minute and 1 hour. So let's say that you're working on something and it's going to be a little more than asking a question in the group, or you don't want to wait until Friday, but you just want me to take a look at something and work through it specifically with you, or you have a couple of questions and you want to work one-on-one, you can book a 20-minute. You just hop on my calendar. We'll meet one-on-one on Zoom, and you can share your screen in your Kartra account and we'll go through it together. If you have a little bit more to work on and you want to book 1 hour, you can do so in that same way. And then I offer a package of 5 hours. And when you buy the package, you have access to book 20-minute, 1 hour, or 2 hour sessions with me. And we can go through and work through things together. That's really going to be if you are looking to fast track getting things done. We can get a lot done very, very quickly together one-on-one. And the benefit is that we'll do it together, and I can do some of the stuff that is a little bit more tedious, a little clicking here and there, and I can zoom through. I can get it done for you so that you have that set up correctly. We'll make sure that we go through. I will ask you about what your strategy is, what you want to have happen. I know the strategy built into all of these campaigns because I've been working with them for so long now. And so I know how to set it up the way that you need, and we'll get that done on the technical side and leave you just with some extra things like changing your colors or putting your images in or copy and pasting your text in, which really is not going to take you that long once you know your way around Kartra. And the benefit is that we get things done very quickly together, but you're also learning how to do. So you're being empowered so that the next time you come in and want to maybe create a new lead magnet funnel, you've got the basics down and you've got things that you can work from, and you know how to do it. But I'm also there for support if you still need. So, yeah, it's very flexible, and you're able to get on my calendar when you need. So it's not structured. It's basically I'm there as support. And if you want to get something up and running quickly, we can do that. And if you need me kind of on call for when something comes up and you have questions, you can just book that 20-minute when you need. So that's the way that you can work with me one-on-one. And oh, thank you so much, guys. I love these comments. I really appreciate it. So I can be more of a support, and we can get things done a little faster than we can on group calls and such. But of course, if you just need, the support and you can wait until Friday and hop on the group calls, we do a lot in there as well. You're able to share your screen if you need to. And we go through. Right now we're doing things where I will share a new topic in the beginning of the call and then take your questions in the second half, and it's working out really well.
Okay, awesome. Before we take a quick break, does anyone have any questions for Danielle? And Danielle, if you could just leave a link where people can connect with you, that would be awesome. And lots of great feedback from the way you've helped our community. So we greatly, deeply appreciate that.
Oh, you're very welcome. I just popped my link in the chat, and you can go to that site and opt in. It's a Kartra built site. You'll be able to, see that in motion, and you can opt in, and I will email you the link with my calendar, my pricing and scheduling info, and all of that. So hope that helps.
Amazing. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for Danielle?
Danielle, there
it
is
looks
a
like
question that comes up quite a bit. So for while we love Kartra, some people already have their website somewhere else. Is there a way to access the campaigns? Like if someone already has a team that's helping with their website, is there a way to share these templates, with a website designer to like recreate these templates? Is there a great way to do that?
So they'd have to be rebuilt in any other software. It's not something that is, that can be imported into anything else. But if you had them look at one of the pages that was built using the campaign, then I'm sure they could rebuild from there, just looking at what's on the page and recreating it in whatever other software.
Got it.
I do see a question from David. What would we need to be ready to set up for a package? So honestly, that's a great question. And you don't really need to have anything before working with me, because we can get started and I can actually help you go through and take note of what you need to get ready. So we can get things up and set. We can make sure that the funnel's all connected, that the timing of emails is right, that all of that is done. And then you can come in and edit the text, import the copy into your emails, copy and paste that over. So you don't necessarily, I just don't want anyone to think, okay, I will have to get all of this stuff ready before I book and before I get started. You really want to get started right away, right? And then I can help you, go through and know what you need to have next. And then you can work on bringing your stuff in. So you don't have to have everything all set up and ready before we get started. But if you do have things like your logo and your brand kit and some images in mind and things like that, that's great. So either way though.
Danielle, can you please add the link to schedule with you? I don't see it on the chart.
So it's DanielleTheKartraCoach.com.
I clicked that one. There is no calendar there to.
Nope. So you opt in with the form right there. Just go ahead and click on, I forget what the call to action is right now. I think it's click for more information on scheduling and booking. Just click that and you'll get an email from me right then with the link to get on my calendar.
I clicked on it, but I don't see any email. Maybe it'll come later.
It might. I'll give you the direct link. So you have it for anybody who has already opted in and you want to go directly to my booking page. It's right there in the chat.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did I miss any other questions? Let's see. How can we access Danielle? Yep. You're going to go ahead and opt in there. Oh, wow. These comments are amazing, guys. Thank you. If you bought a custom URL for this, how does that get done? Melody, you can integrate your custom domain with Kartra so that all of your pages are on that domain. Thank you so much, Liana. Mm-hmm. Let's see. When you edited the one-page website, you did not edit the phone and iPad view. When I do a page, I need to edit those. Why not on the one-page website? So you actually do need to edit those. I'm not sure that the one-page website has as many mobile-specific sections, if any at all. But what we do is after you edit your desktop view, you're going to want to go through and switch to mobile. You don't really need to edit tablet and mobile separate because these campaigns it's a desktop version of the section, and then another section would be for mobile and tablet together. So you can click into whichever one. I would actually click into mobile first because that's the smallest screen, so it'll be the biggest difference. And if you see something that didn't get edited yet, then you know that that is a mobile specific section, and you'll just go in and put in whatever the content was that you put in the desktop version, you'll put in the mobile as well. And typically we have that where the sections are different when a desktop section just doesn't look right on mobile, and it gets edited separately so that there's a mobile friendly version and a desktop version that both look great.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So if you have more questions, tune in Fridays. Certainly, I would encourage all of you to get these campaigns imported so you have them in your account, start playing around with them, prioritize them, right? So if you have no plans to run a challenge just yet, just get it in there, leave it alone. Maybe the first thing you need to work on if you don't have a website is the website itself. And so again, each of these are one day or weekend projects when we come in prepared. But if we come in unprepared, then we become overwhelmed. So we've tried to make things really easy. We've tried to bring in experts to try to help you so that it's easy for you to find your path. Okay. We're going to take a 8-minute break, and then we're going to come back and we're going to show you how to import all your codes for Practice Better. I'm going to step away, just going to get some sunshine. Danielle, if you want to stick around and answer any questions, then you're more than welcome to.
Sure.
But everyone else, it's a bio break. We'll be back at the top of the hour. Okay.
Sounds good. All right. So yeah, if anyone has any questions for me.
Danielle, I have one question. Hi.
Hi, David.
So have you done any work with any Designs for Health programs?
What do you mean by designs for them?
No, Designs for Health is a supplement company. I have a couple canned programs that I got through them. Have you done any work with using their stress program, or there's an immune program?
No.
Okay.
No, I haven't. Yeah. I just work with Kartra. I work exclusively with Kartra. Liana, you have a question?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hi, Danielle.
Hi. Good to see you.
You too. That was super awesome. And okay, so the bane of my existence with Kartra right now is that photo banner for the mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't they obviously you have no control over this, but wouldn't it be great if we could like move that photo around?
It would be amazing. Yes, it would be amazing. And actually, that is something that is under consideration. And I don't know. I never really know what they're working on before they announce it. They're very hush hush. So I don't have any insider information, but I can tell you that that is something that's highly requested. And it's something that they have put on under consideration, is to update inside of the page builder that we would be able to kind of edit and manipulate those background images. So we'll see. I think that I wouldn't count on it becoming something that's going to come up super fast, but it may be an option. And also they're considering having a universal library of our images so that we can access them outside of the page builder and everything else, which would be great as well. But yeah, for now, that is definitely a struggle. So if you guys are watching and when you start to edit your pages and you have a section, and I'll share my screen to show what we're talking about.
Yeah, what's your workaround for that? Or I guess what's the best size? I mean, I found that just using Kartra images is the best way to just, I'm done uploading my own photos there. Like I just go into Kartra, search for something good, because I don't know, it's almost like Kartra favors Kartra. So that's just the best way to get a good looking photo in there.
So yeah, that's a good question. So actually, if you if you're using images by searching for royalty-free images here, you can also go to unsplash.com, and that's where these images pull from.
Okay.
And you can search for them here and actually grab the same image if you want to use it elsewhere outside of your Kartra pages. So, for some, you may find a great example of this would be if you find a great image, like for the morning routine, we have the woman who's in bed stretching her arms up, right? And you want to use that on your PDF as well. And you want to pop that into Canva or your Google Doc. You can actually come and grab it from Unsplash. So there's that. And then as far as why those images tend to work really well is because they're stock images. So they were taken in a way that's going to make it so that there's really not that focal point that can get messed up. So for example, here we've got our yoga, we've got our woman on the beach doing her yoga. You can see that because the image isn't meant to be focused on her specifically, it's kind of okay that she's cut off here. It's not like what typically happens with these where it's a real problem is if we put a background image of ourselves here and we've got our smiling face, and on desktop, the text doesn't go over us. But then when we go to tablet or mobile and it's like, where's my face, or the functional medicine for all is right across my smile. So, the thing with that is going to be then that you may want to use two different versions for this section. A desktop version where, let's say you're over here on the right-hand side and your text is on the left, right? But for mobile, we could use, a whole other section. So we could do like an empty section with a 50-50 column, and we'll do this just real quick. I'm going to clone this and pull this down to over here. Let's make this section this color. Okay. And then put an image component over here. And this is the kind of thing where if you guys are watching and you're like, oh my gosh, how would I ever do that? If you want this done, you can definitely book time with me one-on-one and I can get it done really quickly for you. But let's go ahead and put that image in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you for doing this. Because
absolutely.
I know a lot of the people are actually they have a website, they want to use this, but they have themselves as the hero image, right? And it's so then it makes it more personal.
Yes, definitely. So now I'm going to hide this section on tablet and mobile, and I've got our other section for tablet and mobile. And here you see, okay, now you've got your text underneath your image right here, and your whole image will show. And you might crop this so that it even doesn't have all of the space that the desktop version needs. You could crop it nice to really frame you. And on mobile now, you've got you and then your text, and it's a little different looking than on desktop, but this totally works because now you can see that whole beautiful image that you wanted to share, and the text is just right beneath it. So that's going to be the way to get around that with hero images, or anything where you look at it looks great on desktop and you switch over to mobile and you're like, what the heck happened here? Before you go crazy trying to recrop it so that it looks great on both, just go ahead and make one specific to the other.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see. Charity. Let me stop my share. You started a website in Squarespace. Would you need to start over on Kartra, and can some of the page be transferred? Kartra seems much easier than what you've already done on Squarespace. So that's a great, great question. And I have two ways of thinking for this. The one is if you've used Squarespace, and this is not going to be applying to you, but if you use Squarespace and you love it, right? And it's very easy and you already have a site up and you manage it and you don't want to reinvent the wheel, then I would say have both. Work your lead magnets and things like that in Kartra, and then have your site that you already built and that you already have on Squarespace. But in your case, if you are building on Squarespace and you don't really love it, and you're finding that Kartra is much easier, and you feel like it's an okay thing for you to say, let me let go of Squarespace, it's not serving me anymore, let me move into Kartra and do everything there, then definitely, do what is going to help you to move forward and get these things launched out there as quickly as possible. So you can definitely restart and do everything in Kartra. Nothing can be transferred though from Squarespace to Kartra or Kartra to Squarespace as far as design is concerned. But what you can do is all of the important stuff, your copy and your images and things like that, you can definitely copy and paste and bring over and put into your Kartra pages that you're building then. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Danielle.
You're welcome.
I'm sure there'll be lots of questions that come up. So for the interest of time, maybe if you want, you can stick around the chat for a few minutes. And if people have questions, then
okay.
I would encourage them to jump on a call with you and at least tune in on Fridays. There's lots of great insights that people can grab. And we also are creating themes for each week. So the nice thing about that is that if you want to learn about a one-page website, then tune in this particular week, and then all the questions hopefully will be related about that topic. So we're going to try to break down Danielle's sessions into little micro projects so that you can come in and let's say, do you know what the next one is off the top of your head?
Yes, I actually do. Let me see. It is, we're going to look at analytics. So we're going to be going into how to see who's opening your emails and how many, what's your click-through rate and stuff like that. So we're going to dive into the analytics in Kartra.
Okay, awesome. And then as we get feedback from everyone, we can actually do requests, right? So we could say, hey, Danielle, today we want everyone to, get their optimization and function of their one-page website, right? So then we can break it down and then we can let you all know here are the things that you need to prepare for the calls. We can structure these calls in a way that you get a ton of ROI from them, okay? So thank you again, and super grateful for you spending the Saturday morning with us. And thanks.
My pleasure.
For your time. All right, cool. So I wanted to share really quick, and show her some love, guys and gals, and leave her a review. Is there somewhere we can leave you a review?
Yes, absolutely. I'll drop that link one second. Yeah. I'll get that into the chat. Thank you.
So let's and we'll put that in the doc too. So let's make sure we give Danielle a nice shout out and some social proof as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I wanted to share a really cool tool with everyone. I'm going to post it in the chat, and this is a great tool for you if you don't have a color palette. So let's say you've got a favorite picture of yours, and you want to make sure you want to create a color palette for your brand that complements that image, then you can certainly do that. Okay, so you go to the website I shared with you. It's coolers.co/image-picker, and then you can pick an image. So I can come in here and I can pick any image that I want. Let's see here. I'm just going to pick this one for now. Oops. And somebody's unmuted. So if you could mute yourself, that'd be awesome. I'm trying to find a random image here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we could pick this image here, and it will analyze it for the different colors and complementary colors. And I can increase the number of colors that I could choose, that I want to choose from this image. And I think it maxes out at around 10. And now I can create a palette based on whatever image I have. Okay, so I posted a link in there. And then once you click on export, you can actually view the palette, and then you can save the palette, and then you can copy the color codes and import them into Canva. Okay, so really simple tool for you. I thought I would share that before we dive into our next section, which is all about practice better. So going to this document, the next thing we're going to work on is practice better. And to help me with that is my lovely assistant and wife, Dipa. Dipa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, welcome. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day. I know we've got lots going on, so thank you. And, you're at least the mastermind in our business behind Practice Better, and spend a lot of time working with it. So you're very familiar with it. So what we're going to do today, the goal of this next 45 minutes or so, is to show you some really basic features. We're going to assume that your account is set up, and we're going to show you how to import some of the tools that we've created for you, and answer some foundational questions that you have. Dipa is also going to show you how to leverage some of the powerful trainings that Practice Better also has as well. So remember, it's important for us to be resourceful, and resourcefulness allows us to find answers within minutes, not days or weeks or months or never, because most of the answers are already out there. We just have to know where to look. So first things first, if you go back to the document that we shared, and I'll just drop this link for those of you that are just tuning in or need it again. So go to the Google document, and then you're going to click on Practice Better. And just as a FYI, because I know sometimes Google changes things or updates things, but whenever you click on a link in a Google document, it's going to show you a preview. And if you click on open preview, it's going to show you a preview. But if you want to open the link itself, then you just click on here, and it'll take you to that actual document. So now where all of you should be is in this document. And here is everything, for the most part, that you need to know in relationship to working with us in regards to Practice Better. Okay. All right, so here you have basics on setting up your account, why we encourage you to set up a professional plan. We've got our Metabolic Lifestyle Reset program share codes with you. We've also got our intake form share codes with you, our LPI intake form, in addition to our metabolic intake form, our root cause assessment form that we use for discovery calls, our consent form for our metabolic program, post-appointment survey, which is another form that we share, patient progress pre-port, which is something that they would send to us optionally before they get on a call with us. So if you want something like that, it's available to you. And then some other stuff that other clinicians have shared with us. So that's all here for you in this document. And what I would love to do, Dipa, is if you want, you can jump in here and let me know what you love the most about Practice Better. Like, why has it been such a great decision for us to be using it?
Yeah, so we've used probably about 4 or 5 different EMRs, and so far Practice Better has suited our needs the best for several reasons. It allows us to use it as a scheduler. It allows us to have a group chat and a one-on-one chat with our clients, which a lot of other EMRs didn't allow that chat feature with clients. It allows us to build programs, right? So you don't have to have a separate online course platform. I know Kartra does that too, and some people are using Kartra for the Metabolic Reset program. I think Miranda does. I think Leanna does as well. We still use Practice Better for now, just to minimize logins for people, is one of the main reasons we use Practice Better for now. What other features do I really like? It has the daily journals, right? So your clients are able to log exactly, their food journals and their lifestyle journals. So it has that. You can integrate Zoom with it, so it's still, HIPAA compliant, and there's tons and tons of great resources. And from a user perspective, for both the client and for the practitioner, I feel like Practice Better is extremely intuitive and easy to use. So those are just some of the reasons we use it. I know some people on here are medical doctors and they ask about like prescribing and all of that. This platform is more so for coaching, I believe. And so it doesn't have that capability in terms of e-prescribing and things like that. But there is a robust note section. The other thing I really like about it is you can share notes with your clients from the note section. So there's a spot for you to type in your notes, and then there's a spot for you to be able to share whatever notes or recommendations you have for the client after the appointment as well. So a lot of great features, and I'll kind of share with you how to import some of the assets that we've shared with you all. And then if you have further questions from there, I can certainly cover that. So let me just share my screen and I'll kind of walk you guys through if you haven't already. I know many of you already have imported some of these assets into your Practice Better accounts. Some of you haven't. But the other thing I really like about Practice Better is their help desk or online help feature is very comprehensive. So if you ever have questions about how do I do this or how do I do that, always go to this help website first, because you can find almost any question you have in this help feature. And if you can't, then their email support is super helpful as well. So it's help@practicebetter.io if you want to email them with your questions. So we use them, not often, but whenever we have any questions about anything, we will reach out to them via email, and they're very responsive and supportive that way as well. So a lot of resources for you guys, right? As Sachin said, try to be resourceful, right? If you can't find the answer in their help website or via email, then you can even try to YouTube things, right? They have a YouTube channel. So there's tons and tons of places where you can find answers, and it'll probably be faster for you to do that than to, reach out to someone or, it's like I said, the answers are pretty readily available. So if you click on that Google Doc that we shared with you, when you open it up, you're going to see some of the Practice Better resources. So one of the main ones that people really want to start with is our Metabolic and Lifestyle Reset program. And one thing to note here is that this program that we created, we added a module on a week-by-week basis. So we didn't have it all built out to begin with. And when we first started running our Metabolic Reset program, we didn't even have this online program. Right? So for some of you who are just starting, you don't have to have all of these assets. This is just a bonus add-on for you to run your program and give your clients additional support. But once again, for about the first 3 or 4 years, we didn't even have this when we started this program, right? The bare minimum that you need to start the program is some sort of nutritional protocol that you're going to put your clients on, the guide, which we just went through in terms of editing that in Canva. So the guide. And, if you are doing this as a more of a weight loss or metabolic or inflammation program, you can use the spray as an option or the drops as an option. And that's pretty much all you need to get started, right? And then maybe a Zoom account to have your weekly Q&As, right? And if you're going to do one-on-one appointments, then a scheduler, right? So just wanted to put that out there. But when you click on this link here, it's going to walk you through the step-by-step instructions in terms of how to import our program into your Practice Better account. Okay, so when you click on that link, in terms of how to do this, it takes you to their help website, and you're going to scroll down to accessing a shared program. Okay, and when you're in your Practice Better, so can you guys still see my screen, the help? Yeah. Okay.
Do we have anyone that has their Practice account or Practice Better account set up that would like to be a demo for this so we could show you how to do it?
Alicia was the first one who said yes.
Okay.
Alicia, why don't you, I'm going to stop my share, and why don't you share your screen?
Okay, let me see.
You're going to share your Practice Better once you've logged in.
Can you see it yet?
There we go. Yep, perfect. Looks beautiful. Okay, so she's already gone into, can you go to your home screen? Just click on your logo. Yeah. Now to import the program, you're going to go to My Practice.
And just, I want everyone to do this at the same time. So go ahead and click on My Practice at the very top.
Yep, click on My Programs. Okay, and then you're going to click that red plus button.
Bottom right.
Bottom right, yep. And you're going to click on Evergreen Program. Ours is Evergreen. Okay. Hold on one second.
No, this is Create.
Hold on, wait. Oh, no, sorry. My apologies. You're good. Go back.
Okay.
Yeah. Click on the red plus button.
Okay.
And you're going to go to Create from Template. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you're going to basically copy and paste that code that's in that Google Doc, which she's already done. You're going to click Next. And then you're going to select whether you want it as a fixed date program versus an evergreen program. So you might be wondering, what's the difference between the two? So a fixed date program is basically if you're going to run this program on a specific date. So you're going to have, let's say, 10, 15 people, whatever it is, start on October 26th, right? So that's a fixed date program. And evergreen program is basically people can join in and out at any time. So ours is set up as evergreen.
Okay.
Dipa,
so yep.
Can you do both at the same time? Like if you want to do something at the beginning of the year as a fixed program and you have patients coming in the office that you want to do evergreen, can you do that?
I think, yeah. So I would say that you could just import this template in twice. One as fixed date and then one as evergreen.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. And then once you hit, so you're hitting evergreen there, and then it's going to import all those modules, and then you're just going to hit add program. Okay. And so now it's just automatically going to import that into your Practice Better. It might just, there we go. So now, in order to, edit this, you would click on Edit. Okay, and then you would basically, hold on, I have to go in mine just so I can see a little better. 1 second. Okay. So once you hit Edit, you can basically now start changing any of these fields here, right? So of course, this says Living Proof Metabolic and Lifestyle Reset. So you're going to change the title to the name of your program. And then you can add a description if you wish. You can change the duration. So we have 12 weeks, but if you have 8 modules, you can put 8 weeks or 6 weeks, whatever the duration is. You can change the fee here. Our clients pay through ClickFunnels sales page, so we don't have them pay through Practice Better, but you guys can certainly send a Practice Better link to your clients and have them pay through Practice Better if you've integrated Stripe or another payment process. I think they also can integrate with Square. So you can integrate Stripe or Square with Practice Better, and you can collect payments directly through Practice Better. So you can change there where it says public booking page. You can change that to require to pay at booking if you wanted to have them pay through Practice Better. Okay, and then even client portal, you want to put require to pay at booking. Okay, and then registration options. So once again, this is if you're having them pay through Practice Better and register for the program through Practice Better, you can edit some of these criteria here. And then I have it set to only I can register clients for this program. But once again, if you're having them pay through Practice Better, then you would say allow my clients to register for this program, because you'd be sending them the link. Okay, and then you can also send them a welcome email when the client is registered. So if you're having them pay through Practice Better, then you probably would want to check that little box off, and then you can edit the email template as well.
Okay.
Okay. And then when you're all done all of that, you can just hit Save Changes up at the top, right? And then basically this is just editing the program, general program criteria, right? But then if you wanted to edit the individual modules, for example, the first module is program overview. So click edit. And then you could change, let me just pull up mine 1 second. So you could change, oops, sorry, 1 second. So you could change the program overview. So you can change the description there, right? If you wanted to add something or take out something, you could do that. You can change the scheduled date. So our clients, we manually add them into this program. Once we have our initial consultation with them, then I add them to this program manually. And so once I add them, they basically get the email for this particular module a minute after. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then so this is where I feel like a lot of people miss this, but see the send welcome email, see how that's checked off? You're definitely going to want to edit that, because this email is we've changed it just recently, but this email, if you go down, it's going to say request access to private Facebook group. You're going to want to put the link. Oh, I didn't change this. Okay. I think, okay. Yeah, so it's okay. You can still, so you can just copy, so you're going to have to take out this Facebook group here. And you're going to have to put in your own Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So I did do a post about this just a few days ago, because some people are forgetting to edit some of these links, which are specific to us, to Living Proof. Right. So their clients were asking for access to our Facebook group. And so I just, just make sure you guys edit this. I thought I did, I think, I don't know if when you make edits, if the share code changes, because I did make these just like I put insert link, insert video, like for you guys to make it a little bit more clear in terms of the areas that you would need to edit. So I apologize for that, but wherever you see these links, you would have to edit those. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then see, it says yours in health, Dipa. So of course you're going to want to put your name. So just make sure, yes, we have shared all of this with you guys, but you really want to make sure that you read everything with a fine-tooth comb to make sure that you make it your own. Okay, and then once you're done editing everything, you would just hit done. And then to edit the actual content, see how at the very top there under edit module, it says content. Yep, so you're going to click on that. Okay, and when you click on that, it's going to load the video that I created. And so you're going to want to delete this video and put in your own video. And then, some of the content here. So if you scroll down, once again, it says here's a video of how to make the most use of Facebook group. It's hyperlinked. So you're going to want to change that link. If you scroll down, how to rock your reset, you can keep this image if you agree with everything. It does say Q&As Fridays at 12 p.m. So if you're not doing it on Friday at 12, you'll have to edit this image. And I think we've given you some of the templates for these images. But some of the other information, like if you're okay with the information in there, then you don't have to edit it, right? Like if you scroll down, I'll say loading phase tip. And, if you want to keep the text that we have in there because it's pretty generalized, then you can keep it. Okay. So for each module, you guys will want to go through this and make sure that you make it your own and swap out the videos and the memes. So any questions about any of?
I want to make a comment, Deeps. So
Yep.
Thank you for sharing this with all of us. I know it takes a lot of work to put it together. So thank you for that. And make sure that all of you are going through it with a fine tooth comb, as she said, because we don't want, it's okay if your clients come to us, but you probably don't want them in our groups because that's going to be confusing for them. So although we've tried to make it as simple as possible for you, it's also simple to overlook some of these basic changes. And, we just ask that you go through it so that it maintains your professionalism and it allows us to, not have to deal with the customer service fallout that sometimes takes place as a result of people ending up in the wrong groups. I would suggest that you pick, one module at a time. And if you just do that, you get it done, the loop is closed, go celebrate, go for a walk, do something, and then come back and do another one. You just have to be literally 1 hour ahead of when this next module is going to be released. So don't feel like you have to have it all done in order to launch your program, because these will be released on let's say on a week by week basis. You can drip them out to your clients if you want to, or you can make it all available to them at the same time if you choose to as well. So just wanted to mention that, and then go through it, make all the edits, replicate the memes, make them your own, use your own color palettes as well. And pretty soon you'll have this up and running. So thank you, Dipa, for sharing this.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I know there's a few questions, so I'm going to share my screen now just to answer some of those questions. Thank you, Alicia, for volunteering. Give me a second here. So Jordan was asking about how we remove the video. So when you click on the video, there'll be a little trash can here and you'll just hit remove. And then when you want to add your own video, if you're using something like Loom or Vimeo, you can embed the video directly in here. So you go to insert video and then you just paste in your video URL.
That's super easy.
Yep. Yeah. So it's very easy to edit. You can add sections. So if you want to add, like if you hit the red plus button, you can add text, you can attach documents. So you can add a lot of your own stuff too in here if you want. Like I said, this link here is ours. So if you want to change it, you would just highlight it and then go to edit link and then put in your own Facebook group link here under URL. So, and then hit update. So super easy to edit everything in here. Okay, and then I think Andre was asking about promo codes. Yep, so if you have a coupon code or promo code that you give to your clients, you can certainly set that up as well. So,
why don't we, I wrote that down to ask a little bit later.
Okay.
Just so we're not bouncing around too much.
Yep.
Did anyone have any issues importing this program into their account? Okay, great. Awesome. So let's go to the next resource that we have.
Okay, so the next resource is, I think, the forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the intake form. So once again, you always want to click this help feature, right? It's going to take you directly to the article, sharing forms with colleagues, and then accessing a shared form, right? So basically you're going to go to so you always want to hit save changes too, right? If you did make any changes. And then you can just go to my practice, forms and waivers. And you're going to hit the red plus button. And you're going to go to create from template. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so you're going to go to create from template, and then how I hit that unlock template. So you'll click that, and then you'll copy and paste the, oops, sorry, too many windows open. You'll copy and paste the share code here right into there. And then you're going to hit submit. And then as with the program, it's going to automatically appear in your forms.
Okay. Can you open up that form and just show people how they can make some really quick edits? And I want to verify that this is the new form with the.
No, it is not.
The disc.
No, this is the intake form. This is not
the intake. Okay.
Assessment. Yeah. So the intake form here, when you click on it, it's basically gonna show you. Okay, so sorry, let me just go back to there. So when you, to edit a form, you're gonna go to edit. Okay. And then once again, everything in here is editable. Okay, so if you wanted to edit anything in here, you would hit edit. And then if you don't want to ask people their occupation, you can uncheck this box. If you don't want to ask them their gender, you can uncheck this box. So everything is editable. We put it as a required question, so they cannot submit this form unless this section is filled out. Okay, and then, you know, like I said, what is your preferred contact method? If you don't want to put this section in, you just hit the trash can and delete this section. So every section on this form, you can change. Okay, what are your top 5? If you wanted to just put 3, you can click on here and you can just delete these 2 boxes, or you can add more. Okay, so it's extremely intuitive and easy to use. The first time might seem a bit confusing, but once you get used to the way it works, this will be a breeze for you.
Can you show people the widgets on the right-hand side, just if you hover over them?
Yep. So basically there's different, as you can see, like here, there's, you know, demographic information. Here's like a multiple choice. Here it's like a column and rows, right? So if you're wondering how do you select these different sections, when you go here, you can see all the different widgets in terms of the different ways you can ask questions depending on the need, right? So here we needed a table, right? So as you can see here, they try to make it like intuitive in terms of the symbology. So you'd want to select grid or table, right? And if you're not sure, just select it and then you can see, oh no, this is not what I was looking for, right? So then you just hit delete. I think it was this that I was looking for, right? And so now you can put the row header, right? Like, let's just say dosage. And then
time.
Let's see. And here you could say this. Okay. And then allow my client to add more entries, right? So if they're taking more than 3 supplements, they can add more entries. And then you can hit done. Oh, sorry, that didn't turn out the way I wanted it to.
You want to add the row header.
Here. So here you could see how it was a checkbox. So if you wanted text, you would change it to text. It was set as checkbox. Okay, so there's so much options and variability here, which is great, right? Because you can really customize things and make it how you want it to look, right? Based on the need. So You can make it a required question or unrequired question. And then if you want to move this section up, you just hit this little here toggle thing and you just slide it up, right? So I want to move it over here, right? Or I want to move it higher. You can just keep scrolling until you want it where you want it, right? And then if you didn't want to ask this question anymore, you just delete it. Okay, if you feel like some of these questions here, you guys want to change or modify, once again, change and modify it. Okay, so the other reason why we love Practice Better so much is because it allows us to share all this with you guys, right? Other EMRs, I don't think they have this option, right, for us to share it with you. So that was one huge reason why we changed as well, so we could share all these things with you all.
Awesome. Thank you, Dipa. So how do I now connect this form to send to somebody when they schedule a particular appointment?
Okay, so after you're done making your changes, you always want to hit save and exit. So basically, if you want to, so this form, the intake form, gets automatically sent to a client when they make an initial appointment with us. Okay, so the way to set up it, it's called an automation. The way to set up that automation is you go to My Practice, and then you go to Automations, and then you're going to hit the plus button. So whenever you're not sure, the plus button is going to always direct you in terms of all the things you can do. Okay, and you're going to hit send forms after a booking is confirmed. Or if you wanted to send it once a package is confirmed, you could send the form after the package is confirmed, right? So it just depends on the way you want to set up your Practice Better and how your flow happens with your clients, right? So for us, we like to send it when they make the initial appointment. So they book the initial appointment, and then the way this form gets sent to them automatically is if you have to set this up. So if you click on this, it's going to say, so automation, you can just here, send my intake form after confirming an initial consultation. That's exactly what I want to say, right? Intake after initial consult. So which service should trigger this form? We have a lot of services. You may not have this many, but you just click the Metabolic Reset initial appointment. Okay. And then I want to send the form immediately, right? But if you don't want them, if you don't want to send it immediately, you can send it before. Obviously, you wouldn't want to send it after a session because you want the form before. So you could even send it, you know, a day before the session, or 4 days before the session, or 6 hours, whatever you want to choose, right? And then if it's a form that you're going to have clients fill out several times, then you want to click this, right? So we have a form where we send out a little survey to our clients after every appointment to ask them what level of, like, how satisfied they were with the appointment. You guys are probably getting that form when you schedule with Leanna or Natalie or whomever, and they rate the call from a 1 to 10. And then we give them an opportunity to share what they really liked about the call and what they didn't like about the call. So in that case, you want to click this button because that form, you want them to be able to fill it out after every appointment, right? But this intake form, they're only going to fill this out the very first time, right? So you wouldn't have to click this. And then which form would you like to send? Well, it's the intake form, right? So you click the intake form, and then you could put like a note here, like, please have this form completed, you know, 1 day before your appointment, because you may want to take some time to review it, right? So you could always add a little note here, and then you're just going to hit create to finalize that automation. Okay. So that's basically how you send the form to people once it's created. Okay, the
Awesome.
next.
So let's let's get the next one I would import for people would be the root cause assessment form.
Yep. So it's the same instructions, right? My practice, forms and waivers. Click on the plus button, create from template, unlock template, and then you'll copy and paste the code for the root cause assessment form. But before you guys do that, I'm gonna update the code because we changed it a little bit. So just give me a second. I think it's the same. Okay.
Yeah, I think when you update the form, I don't think the code changes.
But do they get the updates? I don't know.
If they download it after you've made the update, then yes.
Okay.
But if they downloaded it, let's say a year ago, and you make an update to the form, their form won't update.
Okay.
Which
so you
obviously
might wanna, yeah, obviously. So if you downloaded some of our forms from like a year ago, you might want to just update them with the share code. The share code's the same, but if we made changes within that 1 year from when you use the share code last, then it won't have some of the changes. So and we don't make changes very often, but just as a maybe.
Well, one thing that we did change, I believe, in this form is the DISC score, correct?
Yeah, that was pretty much the main update because we found that it was confusing for people, and sometimes, some of them have brain fog, right? So they may not follow questions or they may not follow instructions very well. And it was a bit confusing. So we just made it simpler.
We just changed it to a paragraph. Which paragraph describes you best? Okay. Awesome. So I think these are the three main things that we wanted to share with Practice Better. What I'd also love, Deeps, is if you could show people how to create a program. So if they are building their programs, if you could just show really high level how that works as well, that'd be great.
From scratch?
Does it take long?
No.
Yep. Okay. So so if you're creating your program, which is, let's say, your metabolic program or autoimmune program, whatever it might be, you're going to want to create that because that program is going to contain the number of appointments that they have and, and the services that they get.
Okay. Yeah. So, it's called a package, not a program. Okay. Get the terminology right. So basically, if you go to My Services, this is where you can set up your appointment types. So once again, you can always use the red plus button. And if you want to add a service, this is where you would do it. If you want to add a package, this is where you do it. So for us, we have various different packages. And so, when you all signed up for mentorship, you got added to this mentorship package, right? Because it houses all your appointments in this package. And so that you guys are aware when you log in from a client perspective, oh, I have used 2 1-hour appointments with Leanna and 2 half-hour ones with Natalie. I have 4 sessions left, right? So the client is aware of how many appointments they have available with you, right? So basically, to create a package, once again, you hit that red plus button and then you hit add package. Now, if you're doing group only, this doesn't apply to you, right? Because you don't have one-on-one appointments. But if you're going to be, including some one-on-one appointments in your programs, then you would want to create a package. So like I said, people are aware of the appointments that they have and what they have remaining. So package name, let's just put Metabolic Reset Program. Description, you can add a description here if you want to. Terms and conditions, it says none. So once again, you can have people pay from a package as well, right? So you would only want to set up one or the other. Either they pay from the package or they pay from the program. Okay. I would probably suggest that they pay from the package, because then they'll start getting modules. And if you haven't had your group call with them to onboard them, or you haven't had your initial appointment with them, like some of the information in your program modules may not really make sense to them at that point. But if you feel like they need to get that program overview right away once they register, then you could have them pay from there, right? And once again, you can adjust when that email gets sent to. So it's up to you, right? There's so many ways to do this, but if you did want to have them pay from the package, you can do that as well. So you would put, fixed fee or ongoing payments, right? So if it was like a payment plan type of thing that you wanted to create for people, or I know some people in the Facebook group were just talking about a membership model, like you could do that here if you wanted $50 every month times 6 months or whatever it is. And then you would put the fee here. If you're having them pay from the package, you would put required to pay at booking. But if you're not, then you wouldn't have to really fill out this section. And then we mostly use this for appointment tracking, right? We don't use it for payment or anything like that. So we click only I can create packages for my clients. And then you could put in, if the program for the mentorship, for example, you guys have the ability to use those appointments within 12 months from when you sign up, right? So I could put an expiry that basically, it expires 12 months from when we add this package to their program. And then this package has weekly or monthly booking limits. So if you only want people to book in with you once a month, then you can certainly customize that as well. And then add sessions to this package, right? So add sessions to this package, you could put, for us, our clients get 3 appointments. So they get the initial appointment, which is 45 minutes. And then number of sessions. So they get 1 initial appointment. So, and then you could have them book this service at the time of purchase, right? So you don't have to send them your booking link separately, right? So you could click that if you wanted to make this booking mandatory at the time of purchase, save, and then to add more sessions, add another right here. So then they also get 2 30-minute calls with our program. So the follow-up appointment, and they get 2 of those. And then you wouldn't want them to book these, right? Because then it's just going to be too complicated. You just want them to book the first appointment. So hit save. And then you could add the program to this package too, right? So if you wanted them to get your online modules from the package, you could do that as well. And then basically you would just hit save. Okay, and once again, all of this is, step-by-step and process and explanation on their help website. And to access that, you can access it directly from your account by clicking this question mark. Okay, so super easy to create these things. And once you're aware of, all the features, if you're new to Practice Better, then when you first sign up, they have like a step-by-step video, a tutorial walkthrough of like first set up your clinic information, right? Your hours, maybe your location. And then next step is set up your services. I'm just making this up. I don't know exactly what step they take you in, but they'll take you through all these steps. If you're like, oh my God, how am I supposed to know all these things, right? So when you first register, they're going to have videos in terms of how to set everything up. I set this up probably in a weekend, but like I said, this was probably like the 4th EMR that I've done. So I kind of knew what to look for, but if you're just new, it still shouldn't take that long, right? For us, sometimes it takes a bit longer because, you know, at the time we had services in the US and Canada, we had to have 2 different payment type of integrators. So it gets a bit more complicated, but if you're a solo practitioner with like 1 or 2 appointment types, it really shouldn't take too long.
Dipa, can you share with people where to find how-to videos on Practice Better so that if it is Saturday night and they're plugging away and they don't know how to do something, where can they go to get help?
Sure. So basically, when you click on the Help Center, you could just type in how to create a package. Just hit search, and then it pulls up a separate window, and then it pulls up all the different options in terms of what you're looking for. And if this still doesn't pull up what you're looking for, if you just click on their main page, then there's like, you know, once I said getting started here, setting up checklist and onboarding guide, right? So set up checklist. This is going to be super important when you're first getting started so that you can make sure that you have everything checked off in terms of getting it up and running. And a really, really, really essential step, like you have to do this. When you set things up, you always want to create a dummy account. So my dummy account is Test Chauhan, and you have to use a different email, right? So my email associated with my practitioner account is Dipa at Become Proof. And then I have my Gmail personal account that my test account is set up under. And so anytime I do anything in Practice Better, whether it's creating a program, a package, testing out the calendar, I always have everything go through my test person first, just to make sure that everything is running smoothly, all the forms are getting sent to me as I wanted them to, and just to help me troubleshoot. So always, always create a test person before you actually send anything to an actual client.
Awesome. Thank you. So we covered a lot today, folks. We covered Canva. I appreciate all of you bearing with me as I kind of navigated with my iPad and some internet challenges. So appreciate you for that. We went through Kartra and got all of your codes and everything imported, and we showed you exactly how to make the modifications and edits. And now we showed you how to import the main resources that we want to share with you through Practice Better. So now you have all the technology. It's a matter of being resourceful or hiring people who are resourceful like Danielle to help you navigate through, pulling this through towards a finish line. So our role is to get you to the within scoring distance. So you're all within scoring distance now of getting this done. And then it's your job to bring in either yourself as the special teams or bring in someone like Danielle as the special teams, or reach out to the customer service options that you have with Practice Better and the training database that they have to pull these things across the finish line. We're always here to help. We're always happy to help, but we do want to make sure that you're finding these tools and resources just like we did, right? We didn't have a mentorship to tell us what to do. We would email support, or we would do the reconnaissance and research through the tools that are available to us. We want to encourage you to do that. The heavy lifting has been done for you. Now it's just a matter of making sure everything's connected and it works the way it's supposed to. So thank you all once again. We'll kind of wrap things up with a little bit of gratitude for Dipa. Thank you, Dipa, and Danielle. Danielle's probably jumped off now. But thank you to Danielle, and thank you to all of you for taking time out of your schedules and participating and engaging. We certainly appreciate this opportunity, and we're looking forward to seeing the amazing outcomes and resources that you all put together to get your message out there in the world, and also grateful that you're able to use the resources that we've created and build upon them, make them even better than they are with your branding and with your message and your beautiful faces on them. So grateful for that opportunity to be of service to you.
Sorry, can I just add one thing? I know people were saying, oh, for Kartra, we have Danielle, but who do we have for Practice Better? So if you guys go to perfectpracticecoachingcall.com, you'll basically see there's, you can book your calls that are included in your mentorship with Leanna and Natalie, but for Practice Better help, if you go to the implementation consultation, it's 1 hour, it's $2.99. You can book that with Rita, and she can certainly help you with some of those Practice Better related questions and concerns and setup.
Yeah, Rita, are you there still? Do you want to jump in real quick and comment on what people can expect on that consultation with you if they need that extra support?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, sure. So basically it's setting it up from scratch. So if you haven't actually imported any of those forms or any of those, I'm doing Kartra as well. So it's Kartra, Canva, and Practice Better. So it's setting it up from scratch. It's basically what we did today, but there are a couple of other things that we can do as well. So maybe perhaps, Sachin, we can create like a document in terms of what they can expect, or maybe even insert it in there when they book the call. We can do that too. Okay. So it's about an hour, but I do recommend that you have your account set up, because it's a lot to import.
Yeah, we do have a tech stack call, and this kind of outlines everything that is included for you. So let me just pull that up on my side here. So here we have a checklist. So we'll help you with the manuals. We'll help you with some of the memes that we have, the challenge. So all the codes and everything are here. So Rita would help you and walk you through this entire process and essentially show you how to do it as she's doing it, so that you're able to watch it, and then you would get access to the recording as well. So we realized there were so many of you that needed this support, and there weren't enough hours in the day for her to do each and every one of you individually. So we wanted to do it in this group format. And then those of you that want to still need that extra support, or just want to take it really across the finish line, and instead of taking a few weeks to get some of these things done, you spend an hour with Rita, or maybe even 2 hours with her, and then it's finished. And then you can put it behind you, and you can start focusing on the next thing that you need to get done, and continue getting your message out there in the world. So she's happy to help, and she's available to help you to get some of these things, again, across the finish line. Awesome. Okay. So ending right on time. Hopefully all of you have something beautiful planned for the rest of the day. I know I do. I'm going to go for a nice hour-long bike ride and spend some time outdoors. I hope you all have something beautiful planned to celebrate life and your body, and build your amazing businesses with the tools that we have now as well. Thank you as well to Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, for helping me moderate today. Appreciate that. And have an awesome day, everyone. Bye for now.